look at the camera on your phone. Look at the webcam on your laptop. We live in a world where being watched feels normal. We share our locations. We let algorithms predict our thoughts. We trade privacy for convenience every single day. But in 1949, George Orwell saw a version of this future that wasn't convenient. It was terrifying. Welcome to a deep dive into the shadows of Oceania. Today we aren't just summarizing a plot. We are decoding the hidden language of the most frightening book ever written. This is Hidden Symbolism in 1984 Explained. Let's find out what you really missed in Orwell's masterpiece. Before we descend into the nightmare, let's set the stage. George Orwell's 1984 isn't just a story about a guy named Winston Smith. It is a blueprint of totalitarianism. It is set in Airstrip 1, formerly Great Britain, a province of the superstate Oceania. Here, war is constant. History is rewritten daily. And independent thought is a crime punishable by death or worse. Winston is a low-ranking member of the party who begins to question the reality around him. But the true horror of the book lies in its symbols. These objects and concepts are not just background details. They are psychological weapons used to break the human spirit. Let's peel back the layers, starting with the face that launched 1,000 nightmares. You know the phrase. Big Brother is watching you. But have you considered what Big Brother actually represents? He appears on posters on every street corner. His eyes are designed to follow you no matter where you move. In the book, we never actually meet Big Brother. He never appears in person. Does he even exist? Or is he just a figurehead created by the party? The ambiguity is the point. Big Brother symbolizes the faceless power of the state. He is a paradox. He is called brother, a word that implies family, love, and protection. Yet he represents the ultimate threat. He replaces the love of a father, a husband, or a god. By focusing all national emotion onto this one figure, the party destroys private loyalty. You don't love your spouse. You don't trust your children. You only love Big Brother. He is the symbol of a leadership that demands total submission, not through respect, but through the illusion of omnipresence. Symbol number 2, the telescreens. In Winston's apartment, the telescreen can be dimmed but never turned off. It is the technological eye of the party. This is more than just a surveillance camera. It is a symbol of the death of privacy. The telescreen works 2 ways. It blasts propaganda into your home and it listens to your heartbeat. It represents the invasion of the public sphere into the private mind. There is no sanctuary. There is no corner where you are simply you. Every facial twitch can be analyzed. Orwell used the telescreen to show us that technology, without ethical limits, becomes a tool of oppression. It forces citizens to self-regulate. You don't need a guard in the room if the room itself is watching you. The psychological pressure of potential surveillance is just as effective as actual surveillance. You act as if you are being watched even when you aren't. That is the ultimate prison. Now let's talk about the weaponization of language. Newspeak is the official language of Oceania. It is the only language in the world whose vocabulary gets smaller every year. Why? Because if you remove the word freedom, how can you ask for it? If you remove the word rebellion, how can you organize it? Newspeak symbolizes the control of thought through the destruction of language. The party wants to narrow the range of thought. They want to make thought crime and/or criminal thinking literally impossible. Orwell was warning us about political rhetoric. When politicians use vague words to hide terrible realities, that is a form of newspeak. When we simplify our language to the point where nuance is lost, we lose the ability to think critically. The symbol here is clear. Language is the structure of consciousness. Destroy the words and you destroy the mind. This is perhaps the most famous and difficult concept in the book. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Doublethink is the power of holding 2 contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. It isn't just lying. It is believing the lie while knowing it is false. Winston has to practice this daily at the Ministry of Truth. He rewrites history records, then forgets he ever rewrote them. Doublethink symbolizes the fragmentation of reality. It represents the ultimate victory of the party over the individual. If the party says 2 plus 2 equals 5 and you believe it, you have surrendered your logic. You have surrendered your senses. It shows that truth is not objective in a totalitarian regime. Truth is whatever the power in charge says it is at that exact moment. It is a chilling reminder of how easily the human mind can be manipulated to ignore the evidence of its own eyes. Symbol number 5, the glass paperweight. Let's move to something tangible. In a junk shop, Winston buys a small glass paperweight with a piece of pink coral inside. It seems useless. That is exactly why it is valuable. In a world of pure utility and ugliness, this object is beautiful and old. The paperweight symbolizes the fragile past. It represents a history that hasn't been rewritten by the party. For Winston, the glass is the bubble of safety he tries to create with his lover Julia. The coral inside represents their lives, suspended in a tiny frozen moment. He stares into it, imagining a world before Big Brother. But remember what happens to it? When the thought police storm their room, the paperweight is smashed against the hearth. The coral rolls across the floor, tiny and insignificant. The symbolism is brutal. The past is fragile. Beauty is defenseless. The party can shatter your sanctuary in an instant, leaving nothing but broken glass. Symbol number 6, the Proles. Winston writes in his diary, "If there is hope, it lies in the Proles." The Proles, or proletarians, make up 85% of the population. They live in poverty, ignored by the party, distracted by cheap beer and the lottery. Yet they have something the party members don't. They have humanity. They sing. They fight. They love. One of the most poignant symbols is the Prole woman hanging laundry outside Winston's window. She is singing a song, singing simply for the sake of singing. To Winston, she symbolizes a dormant force. She represents the raw, untapped energy of the human race. She is the noble savage who remains unconscious of her own strength. Orwell uses the Proles to ask a question. Can the masses ever awaken? Or will they remain distracted by entertainment forever? It is a symbol of hope, but a distant, perhaps impossible one. Symbol number 7, the place where there is no darkness. Early in the book, Winston dreams of a voice saying, "We shall meet in the place where there is no darkness." He interprets this as a vision of the future. He thinks it means a place of freedom, a place where nothing is hidden. He thinks it is heaven or a liberated society. The tragic irony is revealed in the final act. The place where there is no darkness is the ministry of love. Specifically, the cells where the lights are never turned off. It is a torture chamber where day and night do not exist. This phrase symbolizes false hope. It represents how the party co-opts our dreams and turns them against us. Winston's light at the end of the tunnel was actually the harsh glare of an interrogation lamp. It is Orwell's twisted joke on optimism. In this world, even the light is a weapon.
Symbol number 8, room 101.
And finally, we arrive at the ultimate destination, room 101. It is located deep within the ministry of love. What is inside room 101? The answer is different for everyone. As the antagonist O'Brien explains, the thing that is in room 101 is the worst thing in the world. For some it might be fire, for others burial alive. For Winston it is rats. Room 101 symbolizes the personalization of terror. The party knows you better than you know yourself. They have collected your data, your fears, and your nightmares. They use your own psychology to break you. This is the final stage of control. It isn't enough to kill you. They must make you betray what you love. By facing his ultimate fear, Winston betrays Julia. He screams, "Do it to her, not me." In that moment, his spirit dies. Room 101 proves that everyone has a breaking point. It is the symbol of the state's total victory over the human soul. So why does this matter today? We don't live in Oceania. We don't have the thought police kicking down our doors. Or do we? Think about the symbols we just discussed. The telescreen, we carry it in our pocket. Newspeak? Look at the way social media limits our ability to discuss complex nuance. Doublethink? Look at how easily we accept alternative facts when they suit our side. Room 101? Think about how algorithms know our deepest insecurities and feed them back to us. Orwell wasn't just writing fiction. He was writing a warning letter to the future. He was showing us that freedom is fragile, He showed us that truth is something we have to fight for every single day. The symbols of 1984 are all around us, disguised as convenience, safety, and progress. The question is, can you see them? If you want to understand the world you live in, you have to read the writing on the wall, or in this case, the writing in the book. Big Brother is watching, but now you are watching back. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darkness, hit that like button. Subscribe for more literary analysis that uncovers the uncomfortable truth. And tell me in the comments, which symbol from 1984 do you think is most real in our world today? Is it the surveillance, the rewriting of history, or the destruction of language? I'll see you in the next video, hopefully, in a place where there is no darkness.